The desert planet of Unearthed stretched endlessly under a pale orange sun. Waves of sand rolled like liquid fire across the horizon. The wind howled through jagged rock formations, carrying with it the sharp, dry scent of the desert. Few dared to travel here, believing the planet to be empty and lifeless. Yet Commander Ryan and his team of explorers saw more than sand and wind. They saw a mystery waiting to be uncovered. Ryan stood at the edge of a high dune, his hand shielding his eyes from the sun. He studied the landscape with a careful eye, scanning for anything unusual. Beside him, Neela, the team's scholar, adjusted the small scanner on her wrist. The device beeped softly, alerting her to energy readings beneath the surface. She frowned, her brow creasing with excitement. "Commander," Neela said, pointing to the display. "There's something beneath the sand. It's faint, but it's there. I think it's artificial." Ryan stepped closer, his boots sinking slightly into the warm sand. "Artificial? How can we be sure?" Neela tapped the screen. "It's too precise to be natural. The energy pattern is consistent, like a machine buried under the dunes. Someone or something left it here long ago." Ryan's eyes gleamed. This was why he had joined the Exploration Corps. No one had ever found anything of value on Unearthed before. If the readings were real, this could be the greatest discovery of their careers. "Get the excavation team ready," Ryan ordered. "We move at first light." That night, the desert cooled, and the stars appeared like scattered diamonds in the dark sky. Ryan sat by the small campfire with Neela and two other team members, Jairo and Kessa. They spoke in low voices, careful not to disturb the stillness of the desert. "I never thought we'd find something like this," Jairo said, poking at the fire with a stick. "Every time we come here, it's just sand and heat." Kessa shook her head. "This planet is full of secrets. We just never had the right tools or the right team to find them. Maybe this is our chance." Neela smiled quietly. "Whatever it is, it's old. I can feel it. The energy reading is weak, but steady. Whoever built it, they wanted it to survive a long time." Ryan listened, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. Finding it was one thing. Understanding it was another. Whatever lay beneath the sand could change what humans knew about the galaxy. At first light, the team moved carefully across the dunes. Their transport hovered above the sand, leaving faint trails that disappeared almost immediately. The scanners beeped faster as they approached the source of the readings. Then, without warning, the sand in front of them shifted slightly, as if a hidden hand had moved beneath the surface. Ryan signaled for the team to stop. He knelt, brushing the sand away with his gloved hands. The top of a smooth, metallic surface appeared. Its edges were worn, but it reflected the sunlight like a mirror. The team gasped. "It's real," Neela whispered. "It's actually real." They worked together, clearing the sand with careful, methodical motions. The metallic structure grew larger as more sand was removed, revealing a circular hatch embedded in the desert floor. Strange symbols were etched along its edge, glowing faintly with an unfamiliar light. Jairo leaned closer, tracing a finger over the designs. "These aren't human symbols," he said. "They're too precise, too intricate. This must be ancient." Ryan nodded. "We need to open it carefully. We don't know what's inside." Neela examined the hatch. "There's a mechanism, but it seems responsive. Maybe it reacts to touch or presence. We should proceed slowly and observe." Ryan took a deep breath and placed his hand on the center of the hatch. A soft hum echoed beneath their feet, and the symbols glowed brighter. Slowly, the hatch began to slide open, revealing a dark passage descending into the heart of the desert. A cool breeze rose from the opening, carrying a faint metallic scent. The team exchanged looks of awe and nervous excitement. They had found something extraordinary. Something hidden beneath the sands of Zorth for who knew how many centuries. This is just the beginning, Ryan said quietly, stepping to the edge of the passage. We are about to discover what no human has seen before. We must be careful, but we must also be brave. One by one, the team followed him into the darkness. The desert above faded away, replaced by the mysterious unknown below. Every step echoed with the promise of adventure and the thrill of uncovering a treasure that had waited patiently for centuries. Beneath the desert sands, the secrets of an ancient civilization waited, ready to challenge the explorer's courage, intelligence, and humanity itself. The passage beneath the desert sand was cool and silent. Torches flickered along the walls, casting long shadows that danced across the smooth stone. Commander Ryan led the way, stepping carefully on the uneven ground. Behind him, Neela, Jairo, and Kessa followed, their eyes wide with wonder and curiosity. The walls of the tunnel were covered with strange symbols, glowing faintly in colors they had never seen. Neela leaned closer to examine them, tracing her fingers along the patterns. These markings are very old, she said. I have seen some similar designs in old archives, but nothing like this. Whoever made this place was highly advanced. Jairo shivered. Advanced or not, it feels like the place is alive. Do you feel that hum? Ryan nodded. Yes. The vibrations come from deeper in the structure. Stay alert and stay close. We do not know what waits ahead. As they descended further, the passage opened into a massive chamber. The ceiling soared high above, and pillars lined the walls, carved with symbols that glowed brighter than those in the tunnel. At the center of the room stood a large machine, unlike anything the team had ever seen. Its metal was smooth and silver, reflecting the faint light of the symbols around it. Strange cables and tubes connected it to the walls, and a soft hum of energy filled the air. Neela gasped. It is a device. I can feel the energy flowing through it. This is far older than anything humans have built. Ryan approached the machine, his boots echoing on the polished floor. Do you think it is dangerous? He asked. Neela shook her head slowly. I do not think it is harmful if we are careful. But it is clearly powerful. It was built for a purpose, and we need to understand that purpose before we do anything else. Kessa circled the device, examining the symbols carved into its surface. Some of these shapes look like maps. Maybe it is a navigation device or a star chart. Jairo knelt to inspect a glowing panel. It has compartments here, like it can hold something. Maybe it stores energy or knowledge. We need to study it carefully. Ryan's eyes scanned the room. He could feel the weight of history pressing down on them. This chamber had remained hidden beneath the desert for centuries. The people who built it had vanished long ago, leaving only their machines and symbols behind. He felt a sense of responsibility. Whatever treasure this machine held, it was not only for them to take. They had to respect it. Neela touched a small panel on the side of the machine, and a holographic image appeared above it. The team stepped back, amazed. A glowing map of the stars floated in the air, with several points highlighted in bright colors. These must be coordinates, Neela said. They are showing locations far across the galaxy. Whoever built this device left a trail of treasures or knowledge. We are looking at something much bigger than Zorth. This could change how humans understand the universe. Jairo's eyes sparkled with excitement. Do you realize what this means? We could find hidden worlds, advanced technology, or even lost knowledge. This is incredible. Kessa smiled, but her voice was cautious. Yes, but we must be careful. If others find out about this, they might try to take it by force. We need a plan to protect it. Ryan nodded. We will study it first. We need to understand how it works and what it reveals. Once we know more, we can decide the next step. For now, safety comes first. The team spent hours examining the machine. Neela carefully copied the symbols and recorded the patterns of energy. She found that the device seemed to react to thought and movement, as if it could sense intention. Every time they approached a different panel, the lights shifted and revealed new information. "This is not just a machine," Neela said. "It is a guide. It was designed to lead someone worthy to the treasures hidden across the galaxy. But it is not simple. Whoever made it wanted only the clever and careful to succeed." Ryan studied the map, tracing his finger along the glowing paths. "Then we must be clever and careful. We are the first humans to find this, and we need to prove that we are capable of handling it responsibly." Suddenly, a distant rumble shook the chamber. Dust fell from the ceiling, and the lights of the symbols flickered. Jaro stepped back. "What was that?" Ryan raised a hand. "Stay calm. This place has been hidden for centuries. Some movement is natural, but stay alert." They waited, holding their breath, but the rumble faded. The chamber returned to its calm, glowing state. The team shared a look of determination. They were not here by chance. They had found something extraordinary, and they were ready to face the challenges ahead. As they prepared to explore deeper sections of the chamber, Ryan felt a sense of awe. Humans had survived in harsh deserts, explored strange worlds, and faced countless dangers. Yet this discovery reminded him of something more important. The universe was vast and full of secrets, but human courage, intelligence, and teamwork could uncover even the most hidden treasures. With renewed purpose, Ryan led the team forward. Every step deeper into the chamber was a step closer to knowledge, adventure, and a destiny they had never imagined. The desert above might seem empty to others, but beneath its sands, history waited, and the team of humans was ready to uncover it. The team had barely begun to explore the inner chambers when a strange vibration ran through the sand above them. Commander Ryan paused, listening. The hum of the ancient device continued, but there was something new, a low, heavy rhythm that felt like the ground itself was warning them. Neela frowned. "That is not from the machine. It is outside." Jaro stepped to the entrance of the tunnel, peering out through the thin opening. "Something is moving on the dunes. Large vehicles. Many of them." Kessa's eyes widened. "We are not alone. Others know this place exists. We must be ready." Ryan nodded, his mind racing. "Prepare the defenses. We cannot let anyone take this device or the chamber. If they find it, the treasures will be lost forever." The vibrations grew louder. Through the thin walls of the tunnel, the team could hear the metallic sound of engines and the crunch of sand beneath heavy vehicles. Ryan signaled the team to follow him back toward the entrance, but he stayed calm. He had faced threats before, and he knew panic would only lead to mistakes. Emerging into the open desert, they saw the rival faction for the first time. Commander Vero led a squad of armored vehicles, each bristling with advanced technology. They had weapons that could crush metal and shields that glowed with energy. Vero's team spread across the dunes, scanning the sands for any signs of the explorers. Vero's voice echoed from a loudspeaker. "Ryan, step away from the device. Leave the planet, or face the consequences." Ryan lifted his hand, signaling his team to stay calm. "We will not leave," he replied firmly. "This chamber is not yours. We discovered it, and we will protect it." Vero's laugh was cold. "You are human, and humans always think they are clever. You have no idea what you are dealing with. Give it up, or you will regret it." Neela whispered to Ryan, "They are stronger and better armed. We cannot fight them head on." Ryan thought quickly. "We do not need to fight them directly. This chamber has secrets they do not know. We can use that to our advantage." He ordered the team to follow a narrow path along the cliffs beside the chamber. The rival faction did not notice immediately, giving the humans the chance to prepare. Ryan knew the ancient builders had hidden mechanisms and traps for protection. They could use these to slow Vero's team. Jiro and Kessa worked together, setting up simple barriers and activating the chamber's mechanisms in ways that would confuse the intruders. Panels slid silently along the walls, and small walls rose from the floor to block paths. Sensors inside the chamber detected movement and triggered lights that could temporarily blind the eyes. Vero's team approached cautiously, scanning the sands. Their advanced technology allowed them to detect heat and movement, but the clever placement of the chamber's defenses slowed them. Vero's eyes narrowed as she realized the humans were not fleeing or panicking. They were using the environment to their advantage. "This is unexpected," Vero said. "Ryan, you underestimate us." Ryan smiled slightly. "Perhaps. But you underestimate humans." The battle of wits had begun. From the safety of the cliffs and the chamber, the team manipulated mechanisms and traps, guiding Vero's squad into difficult terrain. Vehicles got stuck in sand pits, sensors were triggered to create blinding lights, and the strange symbols on the wall seemed to confuse the rival faction's scanners. Neela observed the machine carefully. "It reacts to intent and intelligence," she told Ryan. "If we think strategically, we can protect it without direct combat." The sun climbed higher, casting long shadows across the desert. Vero's squad was skilled, but they struggled against the clever use of the chamber's defenses. Each attempt to reach the entrance ended with a setback. Ryan's team moved quickly, repairing minor damages and adjusting barriers to keep the intruders off balance. Finally, Vero paused, realizing that brute force alone would not succeed. She barked orders to retreat temporarily, regrouping her forces on the far side of the dunes. Ryan and his team watched carefully but stayed ready, knowing the rival faction would return stronger or with a new plan. Jiro exhaled, wiping sweat from his brow. "That was close. Too close." Kessa nodded. "But we proved something. We can protect this place. We can outthink them." Neela studied the glowing map on the machine. "And we still have much to learn. This device is far more than a treasure chest. It is a guide, a test. The real challenge is just beginning." Ryan looked at his team, pride swelling in his chest. "We are human," he said. "We survive, we think, and we adapt. That is our strength. No matter who comes after us, we will face it together. The treasures beneath this desert will not fall into the wrong hands." As the rival faction retreated for the moment, the team returned to the chamber. The air inside felt alive with potential. The desert above was silent again, but the hum of the ancient device reminded them that their adventure had only just begun. They were the guardians of a secret older than humans themselves, and the challenges ahead would test every skill they had. Ryan stepped forward, touching the glowing panel. "We move forward carefully," he said. "The desert may hide danger, but it also hides wonders. And we will discover them all." With determination and courage, the team prepared to explore deeper into the chamber, ready to face whatever trials awaited beneath the desert sands. The team returned to the inner chamber, their minds still racing from the encounter with Vero's squad. The ancient device hummed softly, as if acknowledging their cleverness. Commander Ryan felt a mixture of excitement and caution. This device was more than a treasure. It was a key to knowledge and power, and the team needed to understand it fully before anyone else arrived. Neela knelt in front of the machine, tracing the glowing symbols with her fingers. "These symbols are instructions," she said. "Not just maps or energy patterns. They tell a story. I think the device was designed to guide someone to specific locations across the galaxy. But it also tests the mind and character of those who try to use it." Jiro leaned closer, eyes wide with curiosity. "Tests? What kind of tests?" Neela pointed to a section of symbols that glowed brighter than the rest. "These patterns respond to intent. If someone approaches with greed or recklessness, the device does not reveal the next step. It only opens for those who think carefully, work together, and respect what they find." Kessa examined a panel on the side of the machine. It is like a puzzle. Each step has to be understood before moving forward. The previous team, Vero's squad, they tried force. They could not pass the tests. That is why they struggled. Ryan stood tall, absorbing the information. So it is not just about finding treasures. It is about proving ourselves worthy. That explains why the builders hid this chamber beneath the desert. Only those with patience, intelligence, and courage could succeed. Neela activated another section of the device, and a new holographic display appeared. A three-dimensional model of planets and stars rotated slowly in the air. Points of light moved along specific paths, connecting distant worlds. These are destinations, she said. The builders left messages, knowledge, and possibly powerful tools on each of these worlds. Whoever follows the path correctly will find them. Jero frowned. But we do not know what dangers might be waiting. Some of these worlds could be hostile, or abandoned. We have to be careful. Ryan nodded. We will proceed with caution. But we cannot ignore this opportunity. The knowledge here could change everything for humanity. It is our responsibility to continue, to be wise and brave. Kessa studied the holographic map. Look here, she said, pointing to one glowing planet. The paths converge at this world. I think it is the central hub. All the treasures or information eventually lead there. That may be the most important location of all. Neela touched another panel, and the device projected a series of moving symbols. These are instructions for solving the puzzles, she explained. Each world has challenges that must be understood. They are not just physical tests but mental ones. Only by thinking clearly and working together can someone succeed. The team spent hours studying the machine, recording every symbol, map, and pattern. They realized that the device did not just guide explorers to treasures. It taught lessons in strategy, observation, and cooperation. Every mistake or careless move could set them back or even trap them in a puzzle. Ryan looked at the faces of his team. We have already faced our first real test, he said. The rival faction tried to take this chamber by force, and we succeeded because we were careful, clever, and united. That is exactly what the builders wanted to see. We are ready for the next step. Suddenly, the device emitted a soft chime, and a hidden door slid open at the back of the chamber. Beyond it lay a long, narrow corridor, glowing with the same mysterious symbols. The air felt charged with energy, and the team sensed that this was the path to the first destination marked on the map. Jero stepped forward cautiously. This is it. The first step toward the treasures. I wonder what waits for us there. Neela smiled. It will not be easy. The builders designed this for a reason. But we can do it if we trust our skills and each other. Kessa adjusted her gear and nodded. We move together. No one rushes ahead. Every step matters. Ryan led the team into the corridor, their torches illuminating the smooth walls. The symbols on the floor glowed brighter as they walked, almost as if guiding them forward. The air was filled with a quiet hum, a sound of energy and potential that made the hair on their arms stand up. As they moved deeper, they realized the corridor itself was a puzzle. Sections of the floor shifted, creating paths that could open or close depending on their actions. The walls displayed hints and symbols, challenging them to think and coordinate. Every wrong step caused a delay, and every careful move advanced them further. Hours passed, and the team grew more confident in their abilities. They solved puzzles together, interpreted the symbols, and adjusted to the chamber's challenges. It was exhausting, but they felt a growing sense of accomplishment. The device tested not just their minds but their unity as a team. Finally, the corridor ended in a large circular room. In the center was a pedestal holding a glowing cube. The cube pulsed with energy, projecting images of distant worlds, advanced technology, and ancient knowledge. Neela reached out, and the device responded, opening a new holographic display. "This is the first reward," she said. "It is knowledge and guidance. Whoever holds it will understand the next step, the location of the next treasure." Ryan smiled. "We have proven ourselves so far. This is only the beginning. Together, we will follow the path, uncover the secrets, and protect the treasures hidden beneath the desert sands." The team stood around the glowing cube, their hearts filled with excitement and determination. The desert above remained silent, hiding its mysteries, but beneath the sands, the journey had truly begun. The team stepped through the glowing portal created by the cube. A sensation of weightlessness passed over them, and the desert chamber vanished behind their eyes. When they opened their eyes again, they found themselves on a strange world bathed in pale green light. The sky was filled with two suns, one brighter than the other, casting long, shifting shadows across jagged cliffs and rolling plains of crystalline sand. Ryan looked around carefully. "Stay close. This planet is new to us. We do not know what dangers may exist here." Neela studied the symbols still glowing on the cube. "According to the device, this world holds the first true challenge. We will need to solve the puzzles here to unlock the next step." Kessa adjusted her gear and scanned the horizon. "I see structures ahead. They look ancient, but they are unlike anything on Earth. The builders left something here, something we need to find." Jairo led the way cautiously. The sand beneath their feet sparkled like glass, and strange winds carried a soft humming sound. As they approached the structures, the ground began to shift, forming natural corridors and barriers. The team realized that the planet itself was part of the puzzle. The terrain changed based on their choices, guiding them toward or away from certain paths. "This is incredible," Neela said. "The planet reacts to our decisions. We have to move carefully and think ahead." The team worked together, following the subtle clues in the terrain and the instructions from the cube. Panels of stone rose and fell, glowing runes appeared and disappeared, and the crystalline sand formed bridges across deep chasms. Every step required observation, reasoning, and coordination. Hours passed as they navigated the shifting landscape. They encountered puzzles that tested memory, logic, and patience. One challenge required arranging glowing stones in a specific pattern to open a hidden door. Another forced them to cross a wide chasm by interpreting the movements of light across the sand, stepping only where the illumination allowed. Jairo almost misstepped at one point, and the bridge beneath him dissolved into shimmering sand. Kessa grabbed his arm just in time, pulling him to safety. "We have to pay attention to every detail," she said. "This planet is alive with the puzzle." Ryan nodded. "The builders designed these challenges for a reason. They want to see if we are capable, not just clever." Finally, they reached a circular plaza surrounded by towering pillars that pulsed with green light. In the center floated a large, transparent sphere filled with rotating geometric shapes. The cube from the desert glowed intensely, projecting a map that connected with the sphere. Neela examined the sphere carefully. "This is the heart of the challenge. We must align the shapes with the map. It is a test of focus and teamwork." The team gathered around the sphere, studying its patterns. Each pillar emitted a soft tone when touched, and the shapes responded to their movements. One mistake could reset the entire arrangement. Ryan took a deep breath. "We work together. We communicate clearly. Every move matters." For hours, they rotated the shapes, coordinated the pillars, and adjusted their positions. Slowly, the sphere began to stabilize, the geometric shapes locking into place with a quiet hum. Light expanded outward from the sphere, illuminating hidden pathways and revealing a hidden chamber beneath the plaza. Kessa smiled. "We did it. The challenge is complete." Neela held the cube, projecting the next set of instructions. "The builders reward those who think carefully and work together. This chamber holds knowledge and tools that will help us on the next step of our journey." The team descended into the hidden chamber, discovering a library of holographic records and advanced devices. Some recorded the history of the builders, showing worlds they had visited and technologies they had created. Others displayed maps of star systems, marking locations of resources and knowledge that could change human understanding of the galaxy. Ryan felt a surge of excitement and responsibility. This is what we came for. But we also have a duty. Knowledge like this cannot fall into the wrong hands. We must protect it. Jaro examined a small device that seemed to respond to thought. The builders made tools that adapt to intelligence. Whoever uses them must have patience and care. That is consistent with the lessons from the desert chamber and the cube. Kessa found a storage area filled with energy cells and supplies. This will help us in the future. We are learning not just about the builders, but also how to survive challenges we have never seen before. Neela projected a final holographic display from the cube. The next destination is clear. The path continues to another world, where the builders left a more difficult challenge. The cube is guiding us, but we must stay focused and united. Ryan looked at his team, their faces illuminated by the green glow. We have completed the first test. We survived the planet's puzzles and proved ourselves worthy. The journey is far from over, but we have what we need to move forward. Together, we will continue. As the team activated the portal for the next destination, the pale green world behind them shimmered and disappeared. They felt a sense of achievement, but also the knowledge that greater challenges awaited. The treasures hidden by the builders were not simple rewards, but lessons to prepare them for the larger journey across the stars. With determination and courage, the team stepped into the portal, ready to face the next world and the mysteries it held, their bond stronger than ever and their minds sharper from the first true challenge. The portal closed behind the team, and a new world unfolded before their eyes. This planet was colder and darker than the last, with jagged mountains and deep valleys shrouded in mist. Strange plants with luminescent leaves cast faint light over the rocky terrain. The atmosphere was thin, and the wind carried a low, resonant hum. Ryan scanned the horizon. Stay alert. The device showed us the next challenge, but we also need to be cautious. The rival faction, Vero's team, may still follow us. Jaro adjusted his backpack and nodded. I do not like this planet. It feels alive, and it feels aware of us. Kessa examined the mist around them. The terrain itself could be a puzzle. We must be careful and move together. The builders' tests are never simple. Neela held the cube from the desert, projecting a holographic map into the air. This world has multiple locations marked. Each may hold a clue, a tool, or knowledge. The paths are interconnected, and some routes are traps. We have to think carefully before deciding which way to go first. The team advanced cautiously along a narrow cliffside path. Mist swirled around them, and the rocks beneath their feet were slippery. They encountered their first challenge when a series of glowing platforms appeared across a wide chasm. Each platform had symbols that matched those on the cube. Neela studied the patterns. We must step on the platforms in the correct sequence. One wrong step could activate a trap. The team communicated clearly, watching each other carefully as they crossed the chasm. Every movement required precision, and they moved slowly but steadily. When they reached the other side, a low rumble echoed through the valley, confirming that the sequence had been correct. Suddenly, a loud vibration shook the ground. Ryan turned to see figures emerging from the mist. It was Vero and her squad, advancing quickly with determination. They followed us. Jaro whispered. Kessa readied her equipment. We must protect the cube and the treasures. We cannot let them take the builder's knowledge. Ryan stepped forward. We are not here to fight, but we will defend ourselves if we must. Stay focused. Use the environment to our advantage. The rival faction attempted to cross the same chasm, but the platforms shifted unexpectedly. The builder's design reacted to their intent. Greed and recklessness prevented them from moving safely. Vero's squad struggled, and several of their members stumbled into the misty gaps. Neela pointed to a pattern on a nearby rock. The builder's challenge is still active. They cannot succeed unless they observe carefully and work together. We can use that to our advantage, but we must not harm them unnecessarily. The team continued along the path, leading Vero's squad into areas that tested their coordination and patience. The rivals became frustrated, while Ryan's team solved puzzles steadily, moving through the mist and shadows with confidence. They reached a large, circular valley where strange crystal pillars rose from the ground. At the center, an enormous stone door displayed intricate symbols. The cube glowed brightly, projecting a holographic key. Neela stepped forward. This is the next reward. We must use the cube to unlock it. The door will test our understanding of the builder's lessons. The team worked together, aligning the symbols according to the instructions from the cube. The pillars responded, emitting harmonic tones that resonated through the valley. Slowly, the stone door began to open, revealing a chamber filled with glowing artifacts and holographic records. Vero's squad arrived at the entrance, but the pillars formed a barrier, preventing them from entering. Their frustration was clear, and they realized that they could not bypass the challenge. Ryan turned to his team. This is our moment. We have proven our patience, intelligence, and cooperation. The builder's lessons protect what is worthy of protection. We cannot let greed or recklessness succeed. Inside the chamber, the team discovered advanced tools and maps to the next world marked by the cube. There were also records of the builder's history, showing how they had hidden treasures and knowledge across multiple planets. Kessa examined one of the artifacts. These tools respond to thought and understanding. Whoever uses them must be worthy. It is consistent with everything we have learned. Neela projected the next set of instructions. The path continues. The cube shows another portal leading to the next challenge. We must prepare, because the trials will grow harder. Jero looked at the glowing artifacts with awe. Every step has tested us more than the last. I wonder what we will face next. Ryan smiled. We face it together. That is what the builders wanted. Knowledge, power, and treasures are not just rewards. They are lessons. We have learned patience, teamwork, and strategy. That will guide us through anything. As the team activated the portal, the misty planet faded behind them. Vero's squad remained trapped by the builder's challenges, unable to advance without understanding the lessons they had ignored. Ryan and his team felt a mixture of relief and determination. Each world was a puzzle, each step a test, and each discovery a reward. The journey was far from over, but they were ready to face the next world, stronger, wiser, and united. With courage and careful planning, they stepped through the portal, leaving behind the valley of crystal pillars and moving toward the next chapter of the builder's hidden treasures. The portal opened, revealing a world unlike any they had seen before. This planet was covered in golden plains that shimmered under a sky of soft lavender. Towering mountains rose in the distance, their peaks glowing with faint light. Rivers of liquid crystal flowed across the landscape, reflecting the sky and creating a dreamlike effect. Ryan looked at his team. This is it. The cube shows that this world holds the ultimate treasure. We must proceed carefully, but we are ready for whatever awaits. Kessa nodded. We have faced challenges, puzzles, and rivals. Everything we learned will guide us here. Neela studied the cube. The builders left a final series of trials. Each one tests wisdom, courage, and cooperation. We must be prepared for anything. They stepped onto the golden plains, and immediately, the ground beneath them shifted. Paths appeared as light ribbons across the terrain, leading toward the mountains. The team followed cautiously, knowing the builders' designs often included hidden tests. As they advanced, they encountered the first trial, a bridge of light stretching across a vast canyon. Strange symbols floated in the air, forming a sequence that needed to be aligned to activate the bridge. J-Ro studied the symbols carefully. We need to work together. Each of us must activate a symbol in order. One mistake and the bridge may vanish. They coordinated their actions, stepping in harmony and activating the symbols. The bridge stabilized, and they crossed safely. As they reached the other side, the bridge disappeared, leaving only the vast canyon below. "This is the last trial," Neela said. "Everything beyond this point will be the final test of our journey." The team entered a valley filled with enormous stone statues. Each statue represented a virtue: courage, wisdom, patience, and unity. At the center, a massive door made of crystal shimmered, showing faint images of the treasures hidden beyond. Ryan stepped forward. "We must reflect the virtues the builders want to see. Our actions here will determine if we are worthy of the ultimate treasure." The team worked together, aligning the statues according to their values. Courage led the way through a series of traps, wisdom solved complex symbols, patience allowed them to navigate shifting terrain, and unity kept them coordinated in every step. As the final statue moved into place, the crystal door began to open. Light poured from the chamber beyond, filling the valley with radiant colors. The team paused, feeling a mixture of awe and anticipation. Inside, they discovered a vast chamber filled with treasures beyond imagination. Crystals glowed with energy, tools of incredible technology floated in the air, and holographic records detailed the history and knowledge of the builders. The cube hovered at the center, its light connecting all the treasures. Neela stepped forward. "The builders' greatest gift is knowledge. They wanted us to learn, to grow, and to prove our worthiness. These treasures are not just objects. They are lessons, tools, and guides for the future." Kessa examined one of the floating devices. "These tools respond to intelligence, care, and patience. They will help humanity reach new heights, but only if used responsibly." J-Ro looked around in wonder. "We have faced worlds, puzzles, and rivals. Every step has prepared us for this moment. We have learned more than we could have imagined." Ryan held the cube and looked at his team. The journey was never just about treasure. It was about teamwork, courage, wisdom, and patience. "We are ready to bring this knowledge back, to use it wisely and to protect it." As they explored the chamber, they activated some of the devices. Holographic star maps appeared, showing distant galaxies and hidden worlds. Energy cells powered advanced tools, and records detailed civilizations that the builders had influenced. Suddenly, a holographic projection of the builders appeared. Their message was clear: "Those who reach this place have proven themselves worthy. Use this knowledge with care, for it holds the power to create or destroy. Share it with those who seek truth, and protect it from those who act with greed." Ryan nodded. "We understand. This is not the end. It is a beginning." The team gathered the cube and the most important artifacts. They prepared to return to their home world, knowing the journey had changed them forever. The builders' lessons, the treasures, and the knowledge would guide humanity into a new era. Before leaving, Kessa looked back at the chamber. "This place will remain hidden to those who are not ready. The builders designed it that way. Only those who are patient, wise, and united can reach it." Neela activated the portal for the return journey. "We have completed the ultimate challenge. The treasures are safe, and the knowledge is ours to protect. Let us use it wisely." Ryan led his team through the portal. The golden plains faded behind them, and they emerged back on Earth, carrying the builders' gifts. They felt a deep sense of accomplishment, but also responsibility. The journey had tested every skill, every virtue, and every bond among them. They were stronger, wiser, and more united than ever. Humanity would benefit from the lessons, tools, and knowledge they had discovered, and the builders' legacy would continue through those who were ready to learn. As the sun set over the desert where their adventure began, Ryan looked at his team and smiled. The treasures were hidden, but the greatest treasure was the journey itself. Together, we found it. With hearts full of hope and minds filled with knowledge, the team stepped forward into the future, ready to share what they had learned and to face any challenge that came next. The legacy of the builders, hidden beneath the desert sands, had finally been revealed.